Ladies, gentlemen, other beings, welcome back to Yang Talk, this time with a two-camera setup so you can see everybody reacting to what everybody else says. Don't know why I didn't do this sooner. That's on me. Today we're going to talk about many things. Perhaps Magical Gathering cards? Probably not. What video games people are playing? Almost certainly. But, as a special feature, probably first up in the discussion, we coordinated this time. We have all watched one movie within the last 72 hours.
Yes.
It was Mortal Kombat.
Dun, 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 dun.
Why did you do this to us, Brian?
Yeah.
Why not?
You've only set a precedent now. We will torture each other with the worst movies.
Sounds fine.
You ever seen Eraserhead?
Put some effort in. Let's do this.
I have seen Eraserhead. That was a weird movie.
The Lawnmower Man?
If you have any suggestions for us to review a movie or something that's easily obtainable without
must be
on
on
a stream service
Yeah,
of
one of the three stream
let's see,
services.
Prime, HBO, Hulu, Netflix, yeah.
Any of the big four.
Ah, man. So Mortal Kombat was
Boy.
a movie.
I just want to preface my review with I was not going to watch this movie until I was tasked to doing it, so I'm going to be especially harsh.
I really only watched it to make you guys watch it
Yeah.
because it seemed like we might as well. And it is new release. I mean, it was theatrically released and put it on
which is
HBO.
Fine
I
by
can't
me.
imagine going into the theaters to see this one.
No, God, no. Not even as like a fan of Mortal Kombat,
Yeah.
I would struggle to have found that movie good.
So you guys have seen the old one, I assume.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
What were
I
your
love
thoughts on the old one? Yeah,
I love the old one. The
fine.
old one's campy as hell. It's
It's
dope.
good enough to have sequels.
Johnny Cage is in there.
there are a bunch of random like
Bananas.
sequels. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
The
the
sequels
I like
are-
the first one, much
sequels
like
are
the old
questionable.
Street Fighter movie.
I
Super
actually
campy.
prefer Street Fighter to Mortal Kombat in this regard in movies.
I feel like the two old movies are both terrible, like Street Fighter and the old Mortal Kombat. They are on equal levels of campiness, but like
I
you
like
showed up for a video
game
game.
better.
You showed up for a video game movie, and that's what you got. It's a little bit of fan service. They hit you with the moves, like all the classics.
It's true. I mean, how much story can you add to a game that is primarily just about punching people?
I
Right?
So
will say that was my favorite part of this new movie was the animality. I don't think that's been done before. That was dope.
Which guy was that?
Liu Kang summoned the fucking flame dragon.
Right. Yeah.
Kill that guy. That's an animality. Shit was awesome.
So yeah, they
There
definitely
was
did
no
a whole bunch.
fatality, though.
No baby-talities.
I'm sad about that. Where's my cameo for that?
I actually have something I found out researching this movie to reveal that I'm pissed about, but I'm saving it for later. What
All
were you
right.
going to say, Brian?
I don't remember anymore.
Okay.
Tom said something.
So, okay. I mean, I'll just get into... So that was the high point of the movie, was the animality. And I also like the scene where Liu Kang just kicked that dude in the leg like 3 times in a row. Like it was a fighting game.
Yes,
That was probably
even
my favorite.
I chuckled at that. Yeah,
So that's the only thing you know? Huh? Once again.
yeah. I had to point that out to Lauren. Like
Those-
I was like, "Nah, that's a joke," and here's why. Like, yeah, thank God I got that at least.
So my question that I had after the movie ended was, if it's going to be this campy and dumb, why not put Toasty Man in there? And so I
They
looked
might.
it up, and not only was Toasty Man in the script, but they cut him. So they
Why?
knew that Toasty Man was a thing, and they decided not to do it in this movie.
And-
Unacceptable!
And yet they left all that terrible plot in there.
I got questions about the hat. Is the hat bladed or is the hat not bladed? Because it apparently changes.
I mean,
It's
it
the
flies
kind of-
around and turns into a saw. Like, I'm pretty sure it's both.
It's the kind of blade that can cut Sindel in half, but he can still catch it. Also, what do they do to Sindel? Like, why? What to what end? Like, why?
I mean, the bad guy's got to be bad and get murdered in bad ways.
Dude, she's like a long hair mama with the heels and everything. She was already cool. She didn't need to be a weird bird. Like,
No. Goro was kind of a disappointment to
Yeah.
me.
Oh
like,
man, I just
and the main character was also a disappointment. Like,
I
just
just love that the Goro fight scene was in some dude's backyard. Like,
and he got beat up by like the dude who just figured out how to fight. Like, yeah, you could do some UFC. Figured out whatever his superpower was
he's
just
the
to have
character.
the Black Panther suit on. Like,
Yeah.
well, guess what? And then fights Goro. And spoiler
my
alert,
favorite
he wins.
thing about the movie was the they were not afraid to just literally write and then throw away any character at any given. Here's Goro, sweet badass, go come fight. He's dead.
Yep.
Yeah.
One
That
fight.
happened like 4 or 5 times. There's like, all right, here's a bad guy. I'm gonna finally learn his back. Nope, he's dead.
I really was hoping Scorpion would be the main character as opposed to this new guy,
Yeah, I
like
thought
the
so
super
too, yeah.
lame descendant who kind of does karate.
Dude, I'm not gonna lie, I haven't seen that sort of like that's like a insert character, right? Like it's like Neo from the Matrix. They take this bland dude and they put him in the show. So
Yes,
you can
he's supposed to be
project-
the everyman.
Yeah.
So you can project onto that guy. I haven't seen that kind of like Hollywood storytelling in like 10 years.
He was so bland and no name that like you just didn't care what happened
It
to
was
him.
kind
though.
of amazing. It was like a throwback to like Transformers.
They're trying to force that like family on you. Like they're like he definitely cares about this kid and this lady, and I guess it was his wife. I couldn't tell if they were actually married. They didn't really explain it well.
I don't think they were. It didn't. At first, I thought they must be clearly
Yeah,
divorced. 'Cause
yeah, like
they-
this-
They set it up like that. Then they're all nice to each other.
Like yeah, the relationship was goofy. I couldn't really get. It's like
Yeah.
they tried to shoehorn in a whole bunch of like you need to care about these character stuff when you know you showed up to watch them do the crappy martial
We're
arts
just checking
tournament.
off
Yeah, like
boxes on the
yeah.
list. Contentious
Also-
divorce.
You could've just, like,
child.
you could have completely
MMA.
ignored it and it would have been the same movie.
Also, there was
If not
no
better.
Mortal Kombat.
No, there was no
There
tournament.
was no tournament.
I
I mean, it was a pretty good move on the bad guys' part. Like, ain't no rules that say a dog can't play Mortal Kombat. So they just like go to the Earth before the tournament starts. Like, you can't fight if you're dead before the fight. So
Okay,
that counts.
that leads me to a lot of questions. Like, one, how did 9 tournaments slip by without any of us getting
They fu-
together
somebody-
and being like, maybe we should train?
Somebody finally read the rules.
2, how come we aren't invaded? Maybe they got oil out there. We don't know.
Don't tell the United States. Yeah,
That was
the
also-
outer world has oil.
Here we go.
That was honestly one scene I was expecting to happen that didn't happen, and I was disappointed. Was like, so Jax gets his arms fixed by
Yeah.
random monks.
Yep.
And
Oh, as you know, though, noted people who are masters of technology, ancient monks.
yeah, ancient monks with
Yeah.
their, like robot arms. I was fully expecting him to be like returned to the temple by the U.S. government, being like, "We're aware of what's happening with Mortal Kombat. Here's some
Guess
robot
what?
arms, kick his ass."
Nope.
Which I believe is actual canon for Jax.
Probably.
So, like, that's,
Yeah, I thought he was a
Definitely an
government.
operative of the U.S. government.
Yeah,
I
him
remember that.
and him and old girl used to be like
Yeah.
working together. What her name? Sonia, right?
Also, you know how we're unprepared. One of the main characters tries to use a gun in an opening fight in a movie that's all about fist fighting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why you're gonna.
Actually, I did like that scene.
That
Sort
was
of
stupid.
establishing that guns are not. Like,
But we already knew that. Why else would we be watching this?
There are new fans.
If guns were lethal in that universe, then like Sub-Zero would show up and you'd be like, "Oh, really?"
There are new people. You have to establish some world, like why they do the magical
bullets my
karate.
only weakness.
dude, what if Sub-Zero had a gun?
I mean, kind of does, right? Shoots icicles.
Maybe
Like,
that's how we beat Outer World.
My-
We show with guns.
My running joke was that Sub-Zero is your one friend who actually knows how Mortal Kombat works and plays the game a lot. And that's
yeah.
why he's so
and everybody else is
nasty.
button mashing.
Also, shout out to the actor who played Kano carrying that whole fucking movie.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, it's like you knew he was gonna be a bad guy, but like, when are they gonna do it? He's still kind of funny. And then it just,
They should have just had him introduce himself as, "Hello, I'm going to betray you" at some point.
I mean, his accent gave it away, right? The
that's
Australian
Australians.
nonsense. Yeah.
As much
Don't
as we
trust
love
him.
Australians, they are always the guy who stabs you in the back.
Think about how terrible that movie would be without Kano in it. It would be unwatchable. Like,
I
it
mean,
was
yes.
Or if he was
unnecessary.
Sonia was not a
If
great
he had
actress.
any other accent, it would have been unbearable too.
I think Posh British would have been dope, but that's just me.
Oh, Captain.
All right,
It's time for Mortal Kombat.
it would have been so good. Liu Kang just shows up. Like, he's
Yeah.
just, I've been here the whole time.
I mean, the main like, Shao Tsung was. It's like I don't know why they got to the point where he never did any fight. He's just like, let me suck your soul out of this dude to make that guy mad. That was basically the whole point of him showing up.
Yeah, but
You
that guy's
killed
like an
my
actual
brother.
actor, though. So
I know,
they
so
want
was-
him to fight.
I mean, so was Sub-Zero, not the Sub-Zero, but Scorpion, that guy.
Yeah.
I can't remember his name, but he seemed pretty famous. I
He
thought
was
they were
in,
gonna have more of him in the movie.
He was in that movie. He's in the Samurai movie.
Last Samurai.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also
Thus-
with Ken Watanabe.
Yep. And Tom Cruise.
In the Last Samurai. Did you know? So here's my interesting fact I found out today. The real incident of that, the charge of those guys, became the inspiration for every bonsai charge in Japanese history. Like, it cites all the way back to that as the first bonsai charge.
Yeah.
Like, they were like, "Oh man, those guys were so honorable. We got to just start killing ourselves."
This is a strategy that makes sense.
Yeah.
Well,
There's my history fact for the day.
I
Pretty
cannot
good one.
believe that they cut Toasty Man.
I can't believe that movie has 4 sequels already in the tube.
What?
That's how I knew this movie was going to be bad, when they signed on 4 sequels before
I mean-
the movie came out.
they got a little look at what Disney was doing with Marvel. They're like, we can just release a movie a year or 2 movies a year with each one of our characters. We got origin stories. Like, they laid the blueprint for, you're going to be
Yeah.
into like a decade of each
I
series
just wish
now.
it had been done better.
I
Or
wish-
was a franchise I cared about.
Yeah, I am kind of sad that I want to see the next one just for Johnny Cage. Like,
They did spoiler it at the end.
Yeah,
they're like,
they're like,
Johnny
"Ooh,
Cage
Johnny
poster.
Cage."
And that was the
Mortal
other thing I
Kombat.
got, was like, oh, that's Johnny Cage.
You know, now that you mentioned that there's going to be a bunch, I'm I'm actually kind of more excited to see more crappy movies because why not? Like, as long as they lean into like the campiness and the silliness of it, it's
Again,
you
a lot
told
of this
me
comes down to me
you
for the
said
theme
4
of this
more
movie.
movies in the tube, and all I heard was 4 more chances to get Toasty Man.
yep. That's
Are
what
you
I'm
gonna start,
saying.
is that your change.org petition?
Yeah, if it doesn't have Toasty Man,
Way to kill Goro in the first movie.
Well, no, don't worry. We can bring it back because it'll be a flashback movie.
I mean, there's also
Goro's
just
origin
magic. Like,
Yeah,
hey, look,
okay.
we
No,
brought him
no,
back
no,
with
no.
2 more arms, baby. Like,
we just snuck into that backyard in Australia and scooped up his parts and sewed him back together.
Oh, that was the outside of LA or Chicago.
Dude, yeah, can you imagine?
they
The
sew
outskirts of
his
Chicago.
they sew his arms on the wrong side, so his thumbs aren't on the correct side for picking things up.
I really want to do like a green screen TikTok of like me in a backyard looking over, and then in the other backyard it's like a Goro fight.
I can say, well, how are we going to rate these movies? What is our metric going to be out of?
Do we want to guess what their Rotten Tomatoes scores would be?
Ooh.
I don't. I don't
Give
know
us
if I
our
don't-
score and what you think people actually guessed.
I don't know if scientists have created a number as low as I'm willing to rate Mortal Kombat.
All right, so I'm going to take a wild guess and say it's somewhere in the 40-50%.
All right, I'm gonna give it a percentage myself.
My
too.
personal rating is 0 Toasties out of 5.
Me, Will, and Tom.
I gave it
0 out of 5 toasties. All right,
0 out of 5 fatalities.
I'm gonna give it 3 out of 5 toasties
Okay.
for entertainment value. Like, it's not a masterpiece of like cinema, but it is entertaining as you expect it to be. If you don't go in expecting it to be
I was
freaking Citizen
actively-
Kane, like.
I was actively bored while watching it.
I
But
figured-
again, I was
I
not
did
the
pick up
target
my
audience, so,
I don't even
like,
think I was the target audience. I did pick up my phone at some point to be like, oh yeah, I am watching a movie. Hold on.
I definitely felt like there were 0 Mortal Kombat fans in the room when the movie got made.
And when you I thought you mean
I
while you
also
watched
thought-
it.
Yeah,
I was like,
I agree. Yes,
in your
for
living
sure.
room.
Man,
I
did we
feel
pick
like-
a poor movie to start?
If they had literally had any good focus testing at all, they would have, like, their fan base would have told them, hey, you should put Toasty Man in here. Also,
Yeah, but if you think
there's
about
a whole storyline of established Mortal Kombat that they like that you're shitting on. Like,
think about it this way though, with like the Sonic situation, like they have the ability to go back and like fix it with no cost to their like reputation. So they can release a shitty movie and then go back and make a second movie that's great.
the Zack
and nobody
Snyder Mortal
cares.
Kombat cut.
Yeah.
The,
Well, I'm not
the
saying that. I'm
toasty
saying
cut.
make a sequel or a rewrite, but not like a director's cut.
The gritty-
That crapped apart.
Dude, I want the gritty remake of Mortal Kombat.
I don't. I don't want Zack Snyder anywhere near that. I appreciate the man's artistry, but he needs to know that there are things he can do and things he cannot.
Lens flare.
All right, I'm gonna guess. Do we want audience score or critic score?
Audience
Or both.
score. It's the only thing that matters.
I'm gonna do both. How about that? So,
Yeah, I think we should just guess
Audience.
both audience and critics.
because you know the critics are gonna
Critics
be.
are way harsher. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
going to say the critics are at a 30%.
Yeah, I was gonna say 25% critics.
But, okay. I'm not going to argue about it, but I don't think it matters.
Just to see the difference in
Yeah.
what the critics and audience think, because you know they're gonna be
I trust
harsher.
the critics a little more than I trust yeah,
I don't.
anybody out
I trust the critics less than I trust the audience.
Eh.
The critics are doing it for their job to seem a certain way and like give out this like I'm highfalutin artsy fartsy cinema watcher, whereas the audience is like I like it, I don't really care that much. So even like bad movies, generally the audience score is higher just because they're not grading it as harshly on.
Yeah, but I want my
Film
movie
elements.
harshly on film elements. I like that.
Okay, well then yeah, you can look at the critic score, I guess, if you want it to always be shitting on stuff.
Yeah.
All right, 25%. You said 30
Yeah.
for critics.
30% for critics, yeah.
I'm going to say, I'll wild out. I think it's going to be like 40% audience, and then for critics, it's like 10s.
10.
Yeah.
That seems too low.
I was
They
gonna
can't
say
all hate it.
55% for audience, even though it's probably bad. But
Based on my understanding of what critics like to talk about, I don't think there's a lot of
think
redeeming
40% is
value
about right.
for
40
them.
for you. All right.
For audience, yeah, I think 40% is about
I'm
right.
gonna look it up real quick. New game, guess the movie scores. All right. After we watch something too. All right.
Oh man, I can't wait to bring in some good ones.
Mortal Kombat.
So we've
20.
decided that it's in seniority order, right? So you're next, and then I'll pick a movie. And
Oh.
then it's back to Brian.
I just was the first one to come up with it. I wasn't establishing any seniority.
Yeah,
Whichever
but
one of you wants to throw out a
We
movie
knew
next.
you weren't going to pick twice, so then we figured out how to tie break it. That's how.
Rotten Tomatoes, right?
So-
Right.
What you got for us?
I gotta look up first. I didn't realize I was gonna be like I got ideas, but I gotta make sure they're streamable.
Well, you don't. You
You don't
also,
have to tell us it
you
right
don't
now,
have to
yeah.
I
declare
won't,
it.
but I'm just doing this well.
Woo! All right. I think we might have been a little harsh. So,
Oh, no.
the critic score 54%
What? Oh no!
and audience score 86.
86%?
Woof. Apparently,
Ooh.
people love Mortal Kombat. I'm sorry, Mortal Kombat fans.
Damn.
I'm glad you enjoyed your movie.
86%, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. Man.
We were all pretty far off.
Yeah.
An hour and 50 minutes.
Felt like a lifetime.
Dude, even the end credits where it was Mortal Kombat and then it transitions into dubstep, like dubstep in 2021, like for real?
It could have been Sandstorm.
It would have been better if it was Sandstorm.
It would have been more thematically appropriate.
Sandstorm would have been more of an homage to the original material. Like
2,500 verified ratings to get to 86%. So
Wow, I'm
2,500.
glad people love Mortal
86%. Okay.
Kombat, but 'twas not for me.
I mean, you were grading it like one of the worst movies of all time with a 10%. Like,
Agreed.
yeah.
Yes.
You don't think there's a 10%? Like, I don't know. There's way worse movies out there than this one. Like, either way.
No, I said 10%.
Oh yeah. Either way.
Yeah.
We all went low. I said 25. Like, that's
Yeah,
still.
yeah.
Low. I don't think I've seen too many 25% movies.
So wait, who's right? The masses or us?
I mean, even the other critics were higher than both of our guesses. Like, the
yeah.
critic score was higher than my audience score guess.
You know what? You let us know. Call into the show, email us, and tell us who's
Yeah,
right.
in the comments, let me know if Mortal Kombat was good or not.
No, I want to know who was right, the critics or us. Tell us who was right in that regard. I don't give a crap about the movie.
Okay.
Like, did you enjoy it? I don't know. Close enough.
Yeah, I'm trying to think if there's more stuff about that movie that I liked. I thought Kano was dope.
I thought the soundtrack would be better. I thought they would like reference the theme song more often. Like, that's a banger song for a fight scene. And they just didn't throw it in there. Like, they might have had like a overture to it. I don't know. There might have been a remake of it
I
in
think
there
it was
somewhere.
The credits, wasn't it?
Might have been. I wanted it during like the final fight at least. Like when Sub-Zero and Scorpion are going at it. Hit me with it. That's all. You already did the fatalities. Like, give me the classic soundtrack right now. But yeah, that's Mortal Kombat.
I will say, in the positive column, I didn't feel like I wasted 25 cents after I finished this movie. And yet somehow still felt like I played Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, I haven't played Mortal Kombat since like the SNES days, so not really.
I'm certain the last time I played it was an arcade machine, that's
But-
for sure.
So I will say that I did spend a lot of time as like a 15-year-old reading about Outworld from like wikis and shit. So I know a lot of unnecessary Mortal Kombat lore.
That's pretty nice.
Part of why I'm probably so disappointed. But I also feel like going after that audience of specifically people who are like fully like they spent their life learning about the thing you're trying to make a movie about is not a winning strategy. And I
Sure.
feel like that's been demonstrated multiple times at this point with like Star Wars and stuff.
Yeah.
So
But also, I think you could say that the opposite argument is also equal. You cannot dumb it down too much. That's the new trilogy of Star Wars. They
Yeah.
dumbed it down too much.
and people still went and saw the movies.
Yeah,
right?
but they were considered some of the worst Star Wars movies, like critics-wise.
Yeah, were they?
Yeah, compared to like the reviews for like the original trilogy and stuff.
I kind of want to
I
see
mean,
if we can guess.
kind
I
of a
bet you
different
that-
time frame
I
of
bet
like
you that the Phantom Menace and whatnot, that trilogy is rated higher than the most recent trilogy.
Bet. Let's find out. I have to see this. All right.
well. You also, I mean, the first trilogy for Star Wars came out and it was unique.
Sure. Again, yeah, that's like comparing a Picasso to my scribbling, but
I mean, 7, 8, and 9 were meant to introduce it to a brand new audience anyway. And let's be real, 4, 5, and 6 were just pretty much cookie cutter movies anyway. It's just
Sure.
they had some special effects, decent
And a lot of
soundtrack, and like
nostalgia.
and a new
sure.
like look to them compared to other movies at the time.
But I think that they dumbed it down too much for the most recent trilogy.
I gotta say, I love the Star Wars aesthetic of like it's in space, but everything's made from garbage. Like it's my favorite.
Well, you know what? There's a lot of garbage in space.
I mean, is it that dumbed down? Literally, 7, 8, 9 are 4, 5, and 6 redone. They're the
Which
same.
I think is a dumbing down.
It's the same plot.
Right, but I don't think
It's
you
just-
need to redo the... that's like saying, well, we get it that people are too dumb to go watch the original movies, so we're going to redo it.
I don't
for
think
the
it's
kids.
too dumb. It's the kids don't want to go watch old movies. Disney, I think, knows what they're doing. Like, they're setting up this franchise with the whole... They had to, like, get rid of all the old characters. So, like, fan service for the old characters.
Sure.
We aren't going to be the main
Sure.
priority for them going forward. We're getting a little too old. We're aging out of that.
Sure.
We're not here buying their...
So
like,
we're doing Phantom Menace versus Episode 7.
Yeah, whatever. Whichever one was... I guess it's 7, yeah.
yeah, man, I saw Phantom Menace, like, twice in the theaters the day it came out.
I'm paying to see it twice, and once was as an adult.
Yep.
In the 3D release.
Yeah. Never as an adult, but...
I went to the midnight release for the 3D release of Phantom Menace.
I fell asleep watching Phantom Menace in the theater.
And also, the first time I saw Phantom Menace was my birthday.
Yeah.
Happy birthday.
Thanks. It's actually
93% critic for Episode 7 versus the 52%. Of
I was really hoping you were going to
Menace.
say 93 is
Pe-
the Phantom
People
Menace.
hated Jar Jar Binks.
Like,
Like, they
Not-
really hated that guy.
not so much.
Yeah.
But yeah. Anyway, so that was movie talk.
Movie
For the most
talk.
part.
Yep. Well,
Are you guys ready for the spelling bee shootout this
Let's
week?
do it.
yep, let's do it.
Game number 2.
All right, so this week's theme is
To you, gentlemen.
cards that you know what they do, but can you spell them?
Oh crap.
Starting with the easiest one. Who was the winner last week? I think it was Brian.
Blex was a tough one.
Brian, your card this week. Are you ready?
Yes.
Rhystic Study.
RHYSTIC space STUDY.
That is correct. You have correctly spelled Rhystic Study.
Hey.
Perhaps having seen it.
Rhystic Tutor.
Card's $30 now.
Shit.
It's an uncommon or a common.
It's a common, first of all, and that's cheap.
Yeah.
All right. Are you ready for your word?
Yeah.
Alluring.
ALUREN.
That is correct.
I had to remember.
Dude, I would have
failed.
I was like, is it 2 L's?
I remember it's the weird one, and therefore I was like, oh yeah, it's 1 L.
All right. So these are in rough order of difficulty. We have 2 remaining rounds,
Whoop,
and
whoop.
I have a single card, super sudden death round.
Lightning spell that we go at the same time.
That's lightning bolt.
So, round 2.
Yes.
Brian. Zers Weirding.
Oh, ZUR apostrophe S WEIRDING.
Correct. You have correctly spelled Zers Weirding. Personally, one of my favorite spells of all time.
I just remember the art is kind of wacky looking.
There's a bunch of different arts, and they're all weird. All right. Are you ready for your word, Master Thomas?
I guess.
Cormus Bell.
KORMUSBELL.
That is correct. All right. Going on to the third round. We're 1-1. All right. This one is a little bit more difficult, but also shouldn't be that difficult.
So how do we? Who answers it?
So this isn't the lightning
rapid
round.
fire spell. Whoever
Lightning
finishes
round is
first.
the 4th round.
Yeah. So how do we?
So on the 4th round, if we get to it, I'm just going to let you each take a bite at the apple.
Okay.
I'll start with Brian.
This is round 3.
But this is round 3. I have 2 words for this. Your word is Umezawa's Jite.
UMEZAWA apostrophe S JITTE.
That is correct. You have correctly spelled
Umezawa's
Jite. Thomas, are you ready for your word?
Yes.
Neven-year-old's disc.
Yeah, you know, I'm out because I have to shortcut spell it every time I search it. NEVY.
Incorrect.
Yeah.
NEVINYRALLS.
I only get as far as the V before.
So close, but there were
Shortcut
2 R's.
2 R's, Nevin Rals.
NEVINYRRAL apostrophe S disc.
Dang.
it. Yeah, well, no.
Defeated by the Neven-year-old disc. Brian takes home another W.
Much like a Mycosynth Lattice, I would too was defeated by Neverell's disc.
All right.
Oh, man.
I believe that makes us tied for the season.
Might be.
All right, I'm going to keep the super sudden death word
Yes.
for secrets.
Power word kill.
Power word kill is pretty good, as it turns out.
Yeah.
All right.
How long have we been recording for?
22 minutes. You want to call it?
Yeah, come visit theendgames.co/come to our store. We got some carpet in. If y'all want
Hell
to come
yeah.
smell it. It smells great.
It smells like new carpet, that's for sure.
We got new cabinets coming in this week.
Yeah, we did a speed run of Curse of Strahd with level 20 characters. That's what Tom was talking about with Power Word Kill. Turns out that spell's pretty good. You can come check it out at YouTube.
I can only imagine.
No, it turned out it wasn't like even our plan A. It was like our plan F.
Target creature dies. There's
You pulled out the gun?
No, we actually like ooped into it. Like we were like, oh, I guess power word kill, right? All right, fine.
yeah, things were
Anyway,
going a little
spoiler
rough.
alerts.
Turns out Strahd can cast Fireball and walk on walls and shit.
Hey, no.
Only was a problem for 2/3 of the party. 1/3 of the party was like, whatever.
There was a point in that fight in which I was not convinced you guys were going to win.
Agreed.
And you busted out the Power Word Kill, which is literally like the text of murder in a spell. So, like,
Kill target, destroy target.
yeah, you have less than 100 hit points, you die. Like, it's amazing. All right. Thanks, everybody, for coming out. Catch you on the flip side. Bye.